Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes. You're on the air.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. This is Mother Tawfiqa hosting the radio station today with questions from Universal Womb, a sisterhood focused on the role of woman, bringing questions on marriage, Islam, and polygamy. We're broadcasting live from Flint, Michigan, and we have listeners from all over the world. I would like to thank you all for joining us today. Our discussion today will be on our children. The question for today is, how do we make our communities better in regards to our children? The reason for this question is that the children, while they have Islamic studies and they have the Quranic lessons in the Masjid, they don't have anything to do after the Masjid is over. They go and they hang out with their friends and people in the neighborhood who are not guiding them correctly. And they basically need more guidance and counseling in order to be able to deal with the challenges that face them in the neighborhoods, in the communities, and in our society. Answering our questions today will be Imam Noah Fofana from Flint, Michigan. Please join in with your questions or comments. And please don't be afraid to ask your questions. We have an hour free for all questions and discussions. So please feel free to ask your questions and give your input. Thank you. Okay, Imam, you have the line now.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم صل على سيد المرسلين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Alhamdulillah. What is the question today?
The question again is, how do we make our communities better in regards to our children?
Okay. Alhamdulillah. And like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, He said inside the Quran that He wants, He's the one created, all mankind. And then, out of, two people, He created mankind, many men and many women. And then, after that, He created, a tribe to know each other. The best among us is those who practice Islam, those who fear Allah. So, when Allah said that in the Quran, you can come to know now that the earth was entrusted to men. Like I always said, be serious about getting serious. If you want to have a strong community, the men got to be serious. But today, the women is leading. So, we're going to be confused. As long as men is not standing up to be a man, we're always going to live in confusion. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said the truth has come and we refuse it, so we live in confusion. So if you refuse the truth that Allah sent down, we're going to always live in confusion. So the best thing is to acknowledge your leader first. Without leader is no community, is no Islam. So people need to acknowledge the leader. The leader also need to acknowledge that he needs spread out his knowledge for the community to profit in it and to better the future. So to have a strong community, we have to fear Allah. But to fear Allah, you have to be serious about yourself, because fear of Allah is a serious matter. So therefore, everything is in our own hand. When we play a game with Allah, He play a game with us too. Without community, our children is not going to be what Allah said to be. Because we know as the parents that, we need to set the future of our children by living among the people that are truthful about their religion. So therefore, alhamdulillah, if we come in this country or anywhere, we live among people that are not true for their religion, so we're just going to leave our children in the hand of, school system that doesn't go, with Allah's way. And, we become useless compared with, about our children. So therefore, the men need to be serious. So that's one thing, that, I admire, and I advise also that, we need to be serious about getting serious. That's my, answer up to the community.
Okay, so your answer is that we should fear Allah and live among the truthful people, and
yes.
that the men need to be serious.
Yes.
So if we're already living in a community where, we are not among the truthful people, how do we protect our children from being lost in that system?
Okay. Alhamdulillah. As a human being, as a Muslim, there's a rule, for human beings to deal with the nature and to deal with each other. That have even nothing to do with Islam. So that's a humanity, وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, human beings, the children of Adam, are honorable creatures. So only way we get honor is because when we use our intellect. So now, to do that, to be real, we have to think that wherever we are, we have to see the future of our children. What we're doing is that things will benefit our children. If we're not, we sit down and search for it. If it takes travel, to go different places, for the benefit of your children or your family, you have to do it. So that's why I say, other than that, you're just terrorizing your children. You're depriving them from their right that Allah gave them by making your parents to search the best place for them for their future here and hereafter. So therefore, the responsibility of the parents should be sitting down and think about the children's future, not their own future. Because, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says He's the one give the need of everybody. But we're so busy, we caught up our own future that our children will disregard them. And the mother and father both going outside to work and the children given to daycares, babysitters and all of that. But the reason Allah created us is to worship Him. And for us to benefit of our worship is to guide our children, our family. So if a Muslim can only think that, their real life is to embed the future for them to pray for them when they're no longer here, that would be better. So that's one thing I can say about your question. If we live among those who are not truthful to their religion, we need to change. We use our intelligence and then we change. We go somewhere where the people are serious about the future. The future in Islam is hereafter. Okay, that's what it is.
So your answer is that you need to focus on your children's future and make some different arrangements to relocate yourselves. But
the relocation is no good, yes.
Okay, so if it's impossible for you to relocate, what are some things that the Masjids can do to have different, classes or different kinds of guidance, different services to help the children to know that, it's a way that you can deal with the people that are outside in society. You know what I'm saying? What is the type of things that the Masjid can do in these services?
First of all, Masjid, the parents need to go to Masjid and to hear the Imam and have a question to the Imam about like the question you're asking me right now. Because Masjid is there to secure the community. So when you go there, you entrust yourself to the Imam and then you and your family. So once you do that, then you look at it, if you see your family is not getting better, you ask the Imam, what's the solution? The imam should be able to know it, because you're not going to be imam without having such a knowledge. So that's the best thing you can do, But it will be very hard for you not to be able to move, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran that, if your condition is not good, just move out. So that means, 90% of people will be able to, to do the movement to Hijrah for the benefit of their religion. If you're not, stick with the imam for him to show you a better way out.
So you're saying that one solution would be to speak with the imam concerning the situation and see what type of things could be developed through the conversation, and for all of the family to come and support this community service.
Right. That's what it is. Everything starts with the husband and wife first. Once there's an agreement, an Islamic agreement between husband and wife, the children will be saved. Because they're both going to agree to do what Allah and His Messenger said, how to embed your family where you should be. But if there's a division between wife and husband about the future, that's it. There's no chance for the children to be better unless Allah bless them when they grow up to decide themselves. That's Islam.
So in the question, it was stated that to have some type of a guidance or some counseling. I mean, do you think that that's a good ideal? To help the kids, that are, still trying to relocate.
Yes. Oh, guidance and things. This is something like the family do that. Like your auntie, your uncle, your friends. They will help you to guide your children too. But you just don't have to blame them when they're trying to help you to help your children. When they talk about your kids, like they're doing this, and don't you just gotta go for it. You gotta trust each other first. Life is without trust, it's no Islam, it's no marriage, it's nothing, it's no friendship. Trust is the key. So in a community, people need to trust each other. And once they trust each other, then we know that, this man or this woman wants the benefit of my family. So therefore, whatever they tell me as an advice, I see it already, it will benefit our family. But if it doesn't trust, it's hard, to live your life. You got to find the trust. To find a trusted person is someone that fears Allah. So that's easy to find out, and then to entrust yourself to this community or to these people. Mm-hmm. If you're not, you're allowed to travel around to get, the future of your children.
So you're saying that in a situation like this, the family should find, relatives in the family in order to, guide and counsel the children?
Yes, like the family, just got to, counsel the children, and not just counseling, but set forward something the children need to do that will benefit the kids when they grow up. That's what, like you said earlier, like, when they come from school, it's nothing for them to do, and then, why? Because the father don't have time, the mama don't have time. So the kid's going to be left to the street, and they're going to program your kid before. Instead of let the street program your children, you should program your own kids first and follow it. Mm-hmm. You cannot just talk to them and then let them follow, do what they do. No. It's serious. This is a very serious matter, So you need to be serious. So we should
basically have some serious conversations with our children concerning, the people that they're going to come in contact with in the streets. So
yes,
we just need to counsel our children ourselves, basically, and get some of the family members to do it. But what if we're from families, where we don't have anyone that is Muslim, and we're the only Muslim, and our children are growing up, and we basically don't have that type of connection. So what do you do in that situation?
You got to move out of your family and then go be among people that's truthful, because that's a Quran word. It's not separating you from your family. It's to save you, and perhaps your family might follow you, because Prophet ﷺ said Islam leads. Nothing leads Islam. And Allah said in Surah 9, verse 119, that, who you who believe, fear Allah and be among those who are truthful to their religion. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وكونوا مع الصادقين. So that's in the Quran. So for you to leave your family that's not Muslim to go be among those who are Muslim, actually is to save yourself, is to fear Allah, and is to love Allah and His Messenger that you do that. Because you haven't done nothing to nobody. You just took yourself, out of where your Islam is in danger. That's all. Because you understand that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said He created you just to worship Him. So your worship is been, in danger somewhere. You just need to move out. You don't harm nobody, but you take yourself out of the place to be somewhere that your Islam is secure.
So you would basically do some research and find a good community where you would be able to move to, where your children would have access to people who are believers and people who are truthful and people who would be able to, positively, Islamically guide your children?
Yes. That's what you got to do. And find your companion that, in the Quran, Surah 5, verse 55, Allah tell us who are our friends, So those who believe in Allah and His Messenger and they establish a salat. So these are your friends that you got to be among them. So when you establish salat, chances are your character should be better. Because salat is there to, embetter your way of life.
So, are there any types of things that can be done inside of the Masjid that would help with this situation, or is it just 100% that you have to relocate?
No, in the Masjid, it depends. If the community acknowledge the Imam as an Imam, then the Imam will lay down the rules and they need to execute the rule. So, but most of the Masjid, people do what they want. They just come to pray, and then they're not following no Imam's rule, nothing. So once it's like that, you're just going to suffer in confusion, So Masjid, don't mean that, Masjid is there is going to help you. No, it's the character, it's the action. Salat is there in the Masjid to, get everybody to talk, and then for everybody to accept to be a Muslim. The way you accept to pray, you got to accept to have a leader like that. And, trust your leader, and then know that your leader, is embedded in your life. So that's what it is. Masjid is there for that, to see a progress in your future.
So this takes us back to another answer that you gave us when you said that you need to go and have a conversation with your Imam and find a solution to the problem and then go from there. So that pretty much covers it.
Okay, alhamdulillah. Because, when you ask advice from somebody, that means you have a problem. So we all got problems. So we need to talk to each other or learn people or our Imam or our Sheikh, to guide us, out of our problem. Because every solution is in Islam, it's in the Quran. But are we ready to accept it? It's like this. The Fatiha we're reciting every day, it's only two things in it. That's a resume of the Quran. When you say Rabbil Alameen, you acknowledge that Allah is the master. So what is the role of a master? It's to have a slave. So now you say Iyaka Na'budu, okay, we are your slave. So you acknowledge Allah is the master, but you don't acknowledge that you are a slave because you're not submitting yourself to the rule of your master. So this is the problem we have. We're not trying to be slave of Allah, because if we're trying to be slave of Allah, we're going to try to do what Allah said to do, because He's our master. So when they tell you do this, you feel like it's going to disturb your economy or your pleasure, you just be like, I'll pass. I'm not going to do this part. So Islam is not like that.
Okay, ma'am. I think you satisfied the question for today. So what we're going to do is we're going to move to the audience, and we're going to see if they have any questions or input that they want to add today.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Okay, Imam. Okay, I have a case here. Okay, let's say this couple, they are newcomer, they are immigrants, good Muslims. They moved to United States. They have 2 children, and then because all those expenses they have here, they wife and husband, they work just to help each other to take care of the family and the children expenses. And then couple years later, the first kid in that small family is in trouble. Is out of control. So, in this case, what do you think that went wrong in that case?
Okay. What's wrong in that case, first of all, is refusing your responsibility toward the children. Because if the mother, father worked for the fear of poverty and for the sake of the responsibility that's too much, that's not even, verified, because you look at the system before and even now. When, a father works and the mother is not working, no matter where you're going to be at, and the mother staying taking care of the children in the family house, they always come out clean. But if the mother or father works, they always got a problem with the children. So that's the problem right there. Remember, even in this country before, in the United States, they used to say, before emancipation, people never owned nothing. They had their own house and the family was gathered. They were together. But since emancipation, women work, father, husband work. Not just they can't pay the house no more. They owe the bank. They owe everything. And they're losing the children. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to speak in life. So it's better for the husband to be responsible. And then try, because we refuse to try for the fear of poverty, because we see the wife got to work, the husband got to work, this is the country, we got to do this. No, we say that with our mouth, but it's not the truth. Because I have the same experience, and I know Allah spoke the truth. So the solution, the problem was, from the father and mother refusing, the mother refusing to stay in the house to take care of the children and go to work, and father allowed her to go to work. That's the problem right there. What about the children? The children need the mother's advice before 7 years, The problem is over there. Yes, Mr. Yami.
Okay, but Imam, so in this case, what this couple should do to save that young man?
One need to sit back. The wife need to sit back again and then follow the children's behavior and then to report to the father. Because, going to school, find out what the kid's doing, and then, somebody got to have a time. The mother got to have a time. When the kids reach maturity, almost maturity, then the father step in.
Hold on, Imam. Hold on.
Okay.
It looks like somebody's taking the second one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. The mother got to stay back home and then, ask forgiveness from Allah and then start to watch over the kids' behavior and report to the father. Otherwise, the school system going to educate the children. And the school system never tell you to obey your parents or pray for Allah. So you just and you can mix both of them, unless somebody watching. Because I take an example for myself, I used to, follow my kids, going to school and see what they're saying over there. what's going on, and then bring back, in the house and play with them and occupy the time. But Allah never deprived me from, getting what I need to get. Because when I work and I get something, but my main thing was my children. And then Mama did not work either, so she was there, to watch over the kids. And I did not allow her to work. And Allah always bless us because it's Islam, it's Sunnah. So from that experience, because I told myself that I'm going to try. And it worked.
Okay, but Imam, so what about, okay, that woman, she has to take care of her parents back home.
Mm-hmm.
So staying home, she'll be able to do that?
Yeah, that's not her job. She don't have to do that. That's not her job. Her job was to get married. When she got married, that's it. She disconnected from her family, period. And her family is her husband now. That's why it says marry someone that fears Allah. Because when you marry someone that don't care about your parents and don't care about his own parents, so you see, you're gonna try to take care of your family. It's not your role. It's nowhere near in the Quran and Hadith. It says when women get married, she needs to look out for her family. No. She needs to look out for her husband, because the husband can tell her, don't go back to your family to visit them, and then she don't have to go back to visit them. So that's the thing. She don't have to take care of her family back home. That's not her job.
Okay. Thank you very much, Imam. Imam, this is
Yes.
all the crises we have here start from that part. Because, we hear, okay, do you know that, in our society today, every single day, Muslims get together, they always say, do not count on your women, your wife's money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think, we have to start all over in order to fix that problem? Because if you don't fix that, we're gonna have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
With all the children we're going to have in this country.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. You see, when they say that, right? Really, it's not, Islam talking about people that have a common sense, people that really have a decency, people that have Allah's fear. Islam talking about them. Before you even become Muslim, you got to be, an honorable creature first. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ. See, when women, get her money, if she really got conscience, where should she put her money other than under her husband to be a better husband? Where she got to find her Jannah? Allah give her option. That's the test. Your money is your money, but what are you doing with your money? If you're not helping your husband, you're going to help somebody that's not going to help you to go to Jannah, period. It's a test. We can take even Khadija Rahu anha, before Prophet become even prophets. They have humanity. They know that you got to back up your husband. She was way rich, but she put everything on the condition of husband. So if you marry somebody, you got to find out the person is honest and is a God-fearing person. So your money should be there to elevate your husband. If your husband don't make it, chances are you're not going to make it. But your husband can make it, and you're not going to make it. We can take the example, as Pharaoh and Prophet Noah and Lot, alayhim salam, la'anatullah ala Fir'aun. So his wife, Pharaoh's wife go to Jannah, because she had a God in her, but she obeyed her husband. She disobeyed her husband when it comes to Allah. But you're a Muslim, huh? You're not backing up your husband, and you quoting the verse that said, "Oh, my money is my money, your money is my money." So when a man broke down, you want the man, your money should be shared between you and me. The condition of the man is stressful. What kind of Muslim are you? Just to kill the man, with the stress? And the man, what the man has inside his mind, and it's not praying for you. You're just going to deal with that day of judgment. It's a test for women that they should have a common sense. The imams should have a common sense. Your husband, your Jannah is under his feet. Why are you looking for Jannah somewhere else than your husband? Believe me, if Allah tell you your Jannah is under the feet of your parents, and the wife, your husband, your Jannah is under the feet of your husband, why you gotta do zakah? You gotta pay. You gotta give build up Masjid and then give somebody in the Hajj and then do this. Why you gotta do that? Just do your husband and then go to Jannah. Simple. At least the women, Allah show them the Jannah. But men, they want to suffer a lot. Now they got the money and they say my money is my money. That's a test. But wherever you put in your money, is that money going to take you to Jannah? That's a risk. So when we say that women's money is her money, you have to understand that they need to support the husband. Then that's why the best man, one of the best men, is the one that Allah blessed with good wife. What is a good wife? Your husband cannot pay his rent, and you got money. You're going to do a party because your money is your money. That's your test. Inshallah, we got to be honorable Christian first before Muslim.
Okay, thank you, Imam. Imam, could you please, go deeper and then give us more explanation about, how women can assist husband or support her husband? Because this is a little bit confusing.
Okay.
It looks like in today's society, every single person think about themselves. They're not thinking about as a group. So please, could you give us, just a little bit, in detail, that support, a man can, I don't know.
Yes.
A woman can give support to a husband, please.
Okay. This is very interesting. Look at this. Women, they have a trick. Okay? Allah bless them with trick. So you see, when women want some money from men, okay? When you go to outside of Islam, they submit themselves so much to please a man, and the men give them everything. So for that pleasure, a lot of men, going outside to hustle to get illegal money just to be pleased by women because the pleasure is good. So women have a trick. Now Allah bless them with that trick, and then they have to use that to their husband. Say for instance, you got married, so your husband come from work and he found the house is clean. Wow. And he found the house smelling good. And he found yourself, being clean and then waiting for him, and you set on the table a dish, nice dishes, food. And you calling him sometime, did you pray your Zohar? Okay, baby, you gotta pray, okay? I'll be here for you. I'm waiting for you. When that man come over there, first of all, he's now going to try to lose you. That's one thing. And he's going to be in a rush to come home because you're doing effort to welcome him. You don't even deserve that, but she's making you deserve that. So that's going to excite you to come back home. And also, you're not going to want to lose the atmosphere, the system that she's setting. So you're gonna work two jobs somehow, or better job, and to come with better income, to live that kind of life because it's too good. So when women do that, believe me, it's going to be good for them, to be good in the marriage. But once the women argue with their husband, and the husband also telling the women, go to work and you will pay half and half, you destroy yourself. Women is a trusty creature to a man. We got to maintain them. We got to dress them. They're so beautiful when they dress. So why not trying to, beautify your wife, and you trying to make her go work like a man? So if you should do that, believe me, hey, it's hard to say, but what Prophet said, wherever you spend more time, that's where your life is. So when she come home tired, and then you come home tired, who's going to do what? You're not going to tell her to cook for you. If she's going to cook the rice, you're going to cook the soup. So this is something we have to be Muslim. And the women need to do that to embetter the situation in the house. But that's why I always say marry someone that is good, that fears Allah, that acknowledges the reality. That's why it's good to see through family who you're going to marry. So, Mr. Gabi, again,
Okay, Mother Tafika?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, okay, you can, you have a question? Yeah, and then you can ask, people if they have a question. They can just dial *61 and then ask their question. Okay, so we have somebody, okay?
Okay, so if anyone's on the line. Okay, walaikum salam.
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Anita?
Alhamdulillah, walaikum salam.
Okay.
I have a quick question. I want to know what's the balance between helping your husband and him maintaining you. What's the balance? Like, how do you find a balance there? Where you're not enabling your husband, where it's like you basically becoming the wife. Becoming the husband and he becoming the wife. So how do you find the balance?
Okay, that's the question?
Yes.
Okay. To find the balance, between husband and wife, so it started first from the beginning. The husband got to be husband, and the wife got to be wife. So when they jump before the gun, they're going to live in confusion. When I say husband got to be husband, the husband got to know he got a place to live first. And when he got a place to live, he got to know that he got men to feed his wife. And he got men to take care, his wife. That's her, and to take care of her when she's sick. And to obey both parents. You have to build yourself in this. You have to build this within yourself first before you even marry a woman. Then you're going to have a balance set by Allah. But this is a necessity in a manhood, to get married. First of all, women don't marry men in Islam. The men, the one marry women. So women is a trustee to the men to maintain her and to make sure she's not sleeping outside. To make sure, she have, the need that she have. She need. So then you can set the balance. And the balance is this. Like I just said earlier, love your husband, make your husband want to come home. Just use your trick to get them. It's like when people go to, I'm not getting off the subject, but like a club. So the women want to get some money from people. They have such a trick that men will pull out money to give them because the way they behave in themselves, they're submitting themselves to the men. But if the wife submit herself like this to a man, it's impossible, for that man, to really be reckless to that woman, unless he's not Muslim. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, men are maintainer and protector of the women. Alhamdulillah.
So, I have another question. So you brought up Khadija Rahu and how she was with the Prophet ﷺ. Do you think it was easier for her to give her wealth to her husband because she was the only wife? Do you think that sisters with co-wives, it's a little harder for them because they got that, the shaitan, they conscience is like, what he doing with the money? What's going on? Is he taking care of, was it easier for her because she was just the only wife?
Okay, I seen that. No, it's just it's a matter of it was a trust. That's all. It's not because she was the only wife. It was just a trust. She trusted him. She didn't know his future, because he could get another wife, because that was the system in the era. But she just trusted him. That's all. That's why Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, if there's no trust in any marriage, it's better to divorce. Because trust is everything. So it was just trust. And marriage, is the basic on trust. So, because you got some women, they got only one husband, but there's no trust between them. They hurt themselves so bad, and they want to destroy each other. So it's not about one woman or two women or three. It's about trust.
Alhamdulillah, shukran.
Was your question was satisfied, sis?
Yes, alhamdulillah, shukran, Mother Tafika.
Jazak Allahu, khairan. You don't have any more questions, sis?
Let me speak with my constituents and see if there's any questions in the room.
Please do.
Inshallah. No, ma'am, we don't have no more questions over here. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, is there anyone else in the audience that has questions that they would like to include?
Okay, Imam?
Yes.
Okay, okay, so what solution you have right now for all those trouble kids we have right now?
Okay.
I know it's not that easy, but what we should do, for the beginning.
Okay, for the very first beginning, what we should do to solve this problem is to be real about getting real. Like, be serious about getting serious. If you know yourself, you're a serious person, you're going to put yourself always in something that is serious. But if you design to not, you're careless and you want to put yourself in something that is serious, you're going to mess it up. So be real with yourself first. And then your action will show who you are. Then you're going to follow in the best of your ability, how to get, in Islam and how to get your family. Be real about yourself first, before you come out.
So in being real, are you saying that we basically need to be following what Allah says to do, and then move out from there?
Right. You've seen the reaction of Islam today. The action of Islam today is not getting better, when it comes to family-wise. That's because inside them they have some corruption. Because, look at this. If you try to do the autograph right now, some people say, this autograph is so beautiful. But it comes from your inside first, how serious you are about it. Then when you put outside there, wow, he worked hard to get this thing out like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same thing. If your Islam, produce a positive, environment, that means you work hard within yourself to put outside what you're putting outside.
So it began within first. Once you got yourself together on the inside, then it radiated on the outside.
Yes, that's what it is. When in is good, the in reveal your out. The in is revealed by outside.
Right.
So that's why Muslims should be serious within themselves first. Then they're going to put themselves in something that is serious. Islam is a serious matter, And most Muslims, they're trying to outbeat Islam, to overcome the Quran with the trickiness, and that's the most fool. You see, all you have to do, try your best to do what you got to do. That's all you got to do. Try your best. But be serious about trying. Allah will make it easy for you. Alhamdulillah. Like I always say, when we think, Allah said we got to do Islam like Ibrahim alayhi salam did. So we fear, we think that, wow, Ibrahim, Allah, they throw him in the fire, they told him to slaughter his son. So all Ibrahim did, he tried, and Allah made it easy for him. It's Allah that make things easy for people. Sometimes you see yourself in, you come out, healthy. You don't even know what happened. It's Allah. But try, do something. And be serious about trying what Allah said do. Allah is not going to destroy you. All you have to do, trust Him, and then go.
So you're saying in the beginning, from the first question that we asked, if you basically follow your Islam and do what Allah says and follow the instructions, that Prophet Muhammad laid down for us, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if we follow these instructions, we won't have to worry about our children going out into society. If we follow these instructions, we won't have to worry about having to relocate because of the situations that we're having. We won't have to worry about any of that if we follow Quran and Sunnah. Before you marry your wife, you make sure that she has everything. If you make sure you have a home, then she's going to have a home.
Yes.
So if you follow everything like it should be followed, then we should be okay.
We should be okay. That's why when you make your children to give it to Allah, Allah fix them to give back to you. But when you make them against Allah, Allah use them to destroy you.
So when we don't follow that, then that's when we have to correct ourselves and try to fix what it is that we have gotten ourselves into because we didn't follow what we were supposed to follow in the beginning.
Yeah. That's all we got to do. Alhamdulillah.
I have a quick question. Outside of Khadija Rahu anha, who else gave their wealth, shared their wealth with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam?
All the great Sahaba, they don't even talk about their wife like that. But we know, their wife was, big help to them. So they don't even talk about it. They talk about the men, because life is in trust to men. Women is in shadow. Women is not an advertisement creature. When she come out publicly, chances are, she's going to lose her marriage. The husband going to lose her. But they're always in the dark shadow, and then, to push up the husband. So you look at Islam, and history, not even to Islam only, even in the big people that, they're mentioning, they don't mention their wife, but yet they have this tremendous wife. So Islam, this day, it's about, the women want to find themselves, in position of imam, and then that's too bad. Some people can let them do it, but it's the best thing. You see, the simple is in Islam, the salat. They say that when man is the first row of the salat, he get more blessing. When he's in the back row, his blessing decreases. But when a woman is in the back row, she get more blessing than those who are in the front row. Why is that? Because they're a creature of, a protective creature. So everybody's wife should be, cover up and hide it. And then, by seeing the men outside already, they know that he has a peaceful woman with him. But Allah does not want them to shout out and they present themselves, along with the men. No. So that's why we don't see the history of the women like this in Islam like that. Except, very few women that were not married, and then, their holiness was so high, and, they're talking about few of them. But all the rest is just men. Because whenever a man goes, the women go down there. It's Jannah, Okay, that's why, I haven't, come across with a lot of women. Yeah.
Okay, so. Okay, assalamu alaikum. So basically what you're saying is that the woman should just follow her husband, and if she has anything that she can help him with, go ahead and help him until he can get back on his feet?
Exactly. When the husband is on, that's why you got to marry. It's someone that fears Allah. I keep saying the same thing because someone that fears Allah, his concern going to be his family first. Take your family to Jannah. Guide your family. They're tight in you. And Allah said in the Quran, all you who believe, fear Allah and then save yourself and save your family. So a true believer that fears Allah, his primary thing is to keep his family with him wherever he go. So that's why, but now people getting married just, I like him because, he got tattoo. It doesn't even matter. They say, oh, he took Shahada, he's a Muslim. And then it don't matter what they play with themselves. So, if you play with yourself, but, someone that fears Allah, if you marry him, his concern going to be taking you to go to Jannah. And that's enough, because this dunya is temporary. And that's the reason Allah created both of you, to worship him. It's going to be more concerned on your worship than, your money-wise and everything like that. So we just got to see which man, our daughter got to marry. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, I would like to ask again, are there any more questions in the audience from anyone that would like to ask a question or give a comment? All you have to do is hit the *61, and you'll be able to ask your questions. Okay, if there are no more questions, we would like to close out and end. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Imam?
None.
Okay, for this woman who said that a boy is out of control. Okay, the next year, the boy is going to college, and the boy is planning to go to upstate for his college. So, what do you think? What she should do in this case?
Okay, she need to make a dua to Allah and then to give in the hand of Allah, because the foundation of the children are very necessary. The way the kid grow up before he get to college is very important. If you miss that things, you just got to make a dua to trust Allah and then to guide your kids. Otherwise, chances is going to be misguided. Because he already has a habit that is, that go with the system. They go with the flow. The flow is not Islam. So you just got to make a dua to Allah and ask Allah to guide your baby, sincerely, by doing some charity, by being real about it.
So it's not too risky
to
let this boy, go a little bit far from his father and mother?
Well, they don't even have a choice. Either the boy stays here, but the boy is in the system already. So either they say go over there, don't go over there. The boy is in the system. The point is to guide the boy, if to see Allah, that he can return to obey his parents. That's the point. We try to fight to get it. That's why I say she need to make a dua, because he's already mature. He know the right, from the wrong. So he's responsible for his all act now. But before he gets his puberty, the parents were responsible. What the parent did is the parent guide them, the kids before he get to the age. If they didn't do it, they're gonna call with Allah with that. But the kids also, he got sense. He know what is right, what is wrong. He need to change. But I'm saying this, for her, if she's really concerned or the both parents concerned about the child, they need to call on Allah to change the condition of the children, even though they fail to raise their children in a positive way, but it's not too late. They can call on Allah to change it. Allah is the one change. He's the one take death, out of life and night out of day. So he can change the kids back, to be better, because the parents are sincere in their dua. So the best thing is to make a supplication, make a dua to Allah to change, to protect the children and to save them.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Assalamualaikum. Sister Lisa, do you have any more questions?
No, alhamdulillah, shukran.
Okay, that's why. Are there any more questions in the audience from anyone?
There is no question
here. Okay. Okay, if there are no more questions, we would like to close out and end with a dua from the Imam. But before we do that, we would like to thank you, Imam Fofana, for helping us today with your beautiful explanation. And may Allah reward you. Ameen. And we would also like to thank our audience for listening today. Please join us again next week, same time, same day, Monday, from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Jazak Allahu khairan. We pray that you all have a blessed day.
Shukran. Jazakum Allahu khairan.
Can you make your dua, Imam?
Okay. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين محمد بن عبد الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Aminata nana gari jegel soro gari jagal seraka lo woroma abila yitara dogo jodu kudola banakuna abudulaye ka sayaye ka abudulaye do abudulaye tunu na kumamina